Welcome back, everyone. We are talking today about changing habits in the new year. But what happens when the new year and the new you motivation runs out? My next guest says this dip is completely normal and expected, and we're not failing, we're exhausted. Tara Simkins is the founder of Soul Shine Labs life and business coaching for women in midlife. She's a former attorney and certified master life and money coach, and you also know her from the Press On Fund. And it's fun to have you here today, Tara, to talk about something different.
I know. I was just saying that this has been a dream of mine to come on your show to talk about what I do now. And
Yes.
you know, the Press On Fund has been such an important part of my life, but
Certainly.
you know, it doesn't pay the bills, right?
Yeah.
It's the philanthropy and it's the heart thing. And so when I practiced law for 25 years, and
Wow.
I stopped practicing law because I'd found a new calling and a new career.
After a sick child.
Yes,
it
after a
changed
sick
your
child.
calling.
It
certainly
truly did.
And now you have so many life experiences to share with other women. And I love how you're talking about, you know, this is for women in midlife.
Yes, I know. I think women in midlife, there's so much focus on youth and what are we going to do, and then we become moms, and then in midlife, you know, there's this kind of invisible type of time for women and our relevance. Like, what is the relevance of my life, especially for women who have been mothers and, you know, they are thinking, oh, what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
This part of my life is closed. And it has particular challenges that other parts of our lives don't have, because do you remember hearing the sandwich generation when we were growing up?
Oh, certainly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I remember hearing it. I would speak at events, and I was the younger speaker, and then you'd have someone in midlife was the speaker, and she would talk about it, and I thought, well, this is something specific to their generation, and then
all of a sudden you're in it.
all of a sudden you're in it. And so that means that you are now responsible for your own children, and they're flying the nest, and you know what their lives are going to be, your marriage, your career, and your aging parents. And it is a really tough time. And there's so much going on inside of us at that time. There's a lot of grief going on. There are role changes and dynamics of our roles that we play. How do you not just be the dutiful daughter when your mom is aging and she needs you to start helping her
more?
Yeah, helping more, right? So that's why the focus is on midlife women. And midlife is such a big span. I mean, I think it's from 35 to 70, truly. It's a long time, but a lot goes on during that time.
It really does. And I know that it's so important to talk about these issues and to have this sense of community and a group of women who are going through the same thing. And you're doing that with your program, with your Soul Shine Labs. One of the things that I really like that you talk about is gentle January.
Yes.
And a lot of times we go into a new year all gung-ho to make changes, but we've just come through the holidays. We've come through and if you're like me, so much of what you're doing in the holidays is trying to make the holiday special for your family, and then you're exhausted. I spent all weekend undecorating and packing up my Christmas.
Didn't you?
I spent all weekend doing that, and when I had to get up today and come to work, it was just like, oh my gosh, where am I going to get the strength?
Where am I going to get the strength? Where am I going to get the energy? I mean, I put up my Christmas this weekend. I was working with a client last week, and she said, oh, I've pushed off what I thought those new goals were going to be until the following week. I mean, being in gentle January, it just syncs us back up to, we are still in the shortest days of the year and the longest nights of the year.
Yeah.
We are exhausted. We have, you know, so many people say, gosh, 2025, it was so hard. You know, especially in midlife, you are facing hard things in your life. There might be a health diagnosis, you know, there might be some job loss, or you're, you know, facing a parent's needing some help. I mean, they're hard years. And we come at this New Year energy, and it's so fabulous because it is a collective enthusiasm.
It is, but only for about 2 weeks.
Only for about 2 weeks.
And research has shown.
Yes, research
You were
has
telling me the
shown.
second Friday.
The second Friday of January is known as National Quitters Day. It has an actual name. And 80% of people drop their New Year's goals, but they run out of steam by the second Friday of January, which, you know, again, it is when you have gentle January, you can say, okay, let's use this collective enthusiasm, new year, new you, new me, and think about what it is I want to do this year that would be meaningful to me or meaningful to my family. Or, you know, if I was sitting on December 31st at the end of the year, you know, I saw someone do this and it was really impactful. Her January 1st or her January self just recorded a video and said, you know, what you could do on your phone. It's like, did we move this year? Did we do that thing that we've been putting off for a long time? Did we lose that 5 pounds? I mean, whatever the things are, and then the December 31st self comes back and answers the question. And I love the establishing of a relationship between your present self and your future self. Because I think one of the reasons that we all quit is this motivation, this collective energy, it absolutely fades. Everybody goes back to work, right?
Yeah.
Your life, you got to take the Christmas down. right. The motivation fades, and the goals that we set are unrealistic in a sense that we live in such a instant gratification society, right? So you're like, new year, new me. I put it in writing. I should be that by the end of February, or if I'm not at this far into it, if I've already skipped those morning workouts, because I know you said you talked to an if I've already skipped those morning workouts for the first 2 weeks, I might as well just give up on it.
Right.
We've forgotten that there's a gap between those aspirations of who we want to become and what it takes to actually get there.
I like the idea of it's almost like January. Let that be your setup. Be intentional about what you want to create for yourself this year, but don't feel like it has to start January 1.
January 1.
Now, when you have your Soul Shine Labs and you have your Zoom calls, you do Zooms on Tuesdays and Fridays, right?
Exactly. I do.
And how does that work?
It just is so everybody has the Zoom link and they call in, and it's always the same time, because I even remember when I was doing these, when I was still practicing law, I'm like, if I could have a set time in my schedule that happens the same thing, you know, I have a better chance of doing it. And I can figure out over time how to set it into my schedule.
Yeah.
And so that's what we do. And women who work, and women outside the home, and women who don't work outside the home, they just have it bookmarked, like this is the time. This is the time. And if you can't make it, then we record it and we post it within 24 hours, and we have a library of 5 years of recordings of these classes.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic.
I know.
5 years worth. You also have, and we're running out of time here, but you also have a podcast that you would invite people to.
I would love for people to listen to. So it's called the Solutions, SOULUTIONS. So it's a play on solutions, but it's this soulful idea. I think you can get the feeling of that in the idea of gentle January too, right? Speaking to the whole person, that you're not just what you produce and your usefulness. You know, you really are a whole person. But that podcast, it's the Solutions Podcast by Tara Simkins. It's on Apple, Spotify, YouTube. I have over 80 episodes in there.
Wow.
And so
we've got to listen to this.
If people are interested, as their motivation fades, throw on one of those podcasts. It's the perfect thing to do. Yes.
Love it. Tara Simkins, you are always full of great ideas and great energy.
Thank you.
And I'm so excited to share Soul Shine Labs with the viewers. If you want more information and you want to learn more about Tara and be a part of this, here's what you need to know. Soul Shine Labs is a community where women get the support and tools they need to create lasting change. They meet via Zoom on Tuesdays and Fridays to discuss topics related to marriage, parenting, work, adult friendships, and so much more. You can check out the website at tarasimkins.com or email tara@tarasimkins.com.